Yeah, going through middle school was a critical, crucial moment in my life. Um, I feel like things that I claim to believe about myself or things that I thought about myself were beginning to be um, tested. Um, yeah, I felt like earlier, kind of like when I was elementary school, all that. I would tend to say I would say I was a pretty confident kid. I thought that I was very skilled in my abilities and everything, and just basically who I was. Um, I ain't gonna lie, I felt like I was borderline, not even borderline. I was low key cocky too and arrogant. Um, yeah, I thought that I was him, if y'all know what that means. I thought that I was him. I thought that I was all that. You know what I'm saying? But middle school, I was starting to hear about different uh, different dynamics that I didn't really get into. Especially growing up in a household that was mainly talking about Jesus. You know, yeah, it's like I would go into middle school and there was new dynamics of life, especially, um, since, in middle school you go through puberty and all types of stuff, you're growing up, starting to learn about certain desires that you didn't really experience back when you were little, you were a younger kid, or maybe that wasn't something that you would really be paying attention to. Guys and girls, I used to not really, um, yeah, I kind of had this phase where I wasn't really feeling women, girls, being what, like maybe seven, whatever, and I was mean to them. But like when you start to get into middle school, the way you think about, women or girls, it starts to change up because as you know, we grow up and we start getting attracted to women, and so for me, I felt like there's new dynamics. One of them, dating, whatever that means in middle school. Um, yeah, let it mean what it means. But yeah, just like I felt like I was exposed to that and exposed to a lot of um, dynamics I didn't really think about or I didn't really speak on in a favorable manner. Meaning like I wasn't like pro dating or I wasn't growing up in a household that was pro dating at such a young age, especially when my parents, I feel like they knew that we didn't really know that much about life or ourselves, and so we can step into something prematurely, and kind of confuse ourselves or get ourselves, um, yeah, in unnecessary situations, because we are, um, yeah, we're impulsive. So, um, yeah, middle school, women was introduced. Um, Talking about women in that way, we're like, oh yeah, who's your girlfriend? Da, 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 da. Like a lot of that stuff was very much introduced into my life, and not only that, but just like different ways in which people will talk about um, what it means to be, uh, what's the word? Yeah, just like kind of like I guess popular or relevant to other people. You have to do a lot of goofy stuff, a lot of just kind of grotesque jokes, whatever, in order to get girls' attention, in order to get all the people's attention. They look at you, you get all the attention. For me, Once again, I grew up in a Christian household. I wasn't taught to be, you know, repulsive or say repulsive things in order to get people's attention. But I would see all these. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm gonna just keep it real. I saw a lot of white kids who would be saying a lot of crazy stuff, and then they'll be getting all the attention. All these folks be like, "Oh, that kid's so cool." And then all these girls be pulling up on them, trying to figure out, who it like, trying to figure out how to date them or be near them, whatever. And I was like, what the? I was like, yo, this is different. I didn't know this is how things are. And so it's like I would see that, and I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to do this. But at the same time, it's like when I would just be nice to people, I didn't really get a whole lot of attention or get the attention that I thought I wanted. And so I would start to change how I would be. I wouldn't be so nice, or Bible oriented, or Jesus oriented, all that. I started to try to take on, being vulgar, saying vulgar things, whatever, so I could be able to get attention, so I could be able to get women's attention, to be able to get people's attention, be able to be praised myself. So people would be like, oh yeah, Josiah, he's cool. He's one of those cool kids, you know what I'm saying? He says all the right things. And so, like, for me, I would do that, but, like, deep down when I would do that, I felt like I was, like, being an imposter. Like, I wasn't being myself. And I would go through a lot of, I would do that, and it just didn't feel like it was right. Especially knowing what my parents had taught me growing up. They're like, they knew if they were to see me in middle school, they'd be like, this boy is tripping. And I was tripping. I ain't gonna even lie. I am myself. I didn't even know what I was doing. But I saw everybody else, and I was trying to get whatever they were trying to get. And so, a lot of middle school, I dealt with a lot of identity crisis, and I treated people specific ways that were not really good. And yeah, and not only that, but I was treated specific ways. You know what I'm saying? I was told a lot of things that ultimately were negative about myself, and it did damage on myself. It did damage on how I viewed myself. I wasn't confident. Definitely was not. I didn't. If anything, I was not cocky, or I wasn't really arrogant because I didn't know. Like, after hearing a lot of the stuff that was said about me and a lot of things that people would do, how they would treat me, kind of like disregarding me and things like that. Um, the way I viewed myself definitely changed a lot, and I felt like I needed to be able to. I had to do more to get people's attention. Um, yeah, and so I felt like I had to do the most. I had to do a lot, and so um, yeah. At some point, um, I yeah, I just kept on doing these certain things that ultimately did not feel like it was me being myself. And yeah, I got tired. I got tired of it. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. Why do I got to do all this stuff in order to get people's attention? I don't even feel like myself ultimately. I was tired of it. And so come